Это онлайн-шопинг в интернет-магазине «Озон». Только сейчас электрическая зубная щетка.
Grammarly does more than
Live from the Sheba Arena in Sochi, Russia. You are tuned in to the 2019 Sirius Ice Hockey World Cup. Good afternoon or late good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Curious on behalf of the North American Hockey League welcoming you to the final game for Team NAHL here in the World Cup of Hockey, as today they face off against Modo from Sweden in the 5th place game to see who will get 5th place and who will get 6th place here at this event. Good to have you along here on the YouTube channel of the North American Hockey League at NAHL TV. And we are just about 7 minutes away from face-off here, tuned into the pregame show today, as I am joined by the general manager of Team NAHL, Tony Zazowski, who will join us here in a minute. Quickly, as we talk about this game, last night, of course, it's well known that the NAHL suffered one of those gut-wrenching losses, really a gut punch to the guts of all 24 players, as well as the staff, just needing a point in a game against a winless Oceláři Třinec from the Czech Republic. However, the puck luck was not with the Team NAHL last night, as 46 shots on goal, only netted 2 goals. Those came in the final 3 minutes of the game. And unfortunately, Team NHL could not find the equalizer as time expired. And Třinec came away with a 3-2 win, thus eliminating the NHL from semifinal competition. If they did manage, it would have been an epic showdown tomorrow night with Lokomotiv from Russia, the hosts, the defending champions, but it wasn't meant to be. And so today, one more game for Team NAHL in this event, but it has been an incredible ride here in Sochi, Russia, as well as Moscow. Tony, just an unbelievable experience for everybody. I think that we would just like to see the guys give a 100% effort today. You'd love to see the effort that we saw in their win. One more game together as a team, and then they go their separate ways for their 2019-20 seasons.
Exactly. This has been a phenomenal event here. First class. It's been great for the North American Hockey League to step on the world stage. Quite a buzz last night and today as we walked around, and that a lot of people were very surprised that we weren't in that semifinal game, which shows that we made our mark on the world stage, which is why we wanted to travel over here to Sochi. And yes, very disappointed for the team, and right now you just want to leave on that high note. So you want the guys to continue representing, show well, and leave their mark, and hopefully get another opportunity for next year.
I think what's interesting is when you talk to most of the Russian delegation, be it Alexei Morozov, who you met with today, the media team here with the KHL as well as the MHL, they were rooting for the Americans. I think they wanted to see the matchup as much as we did. Granted, we would have been probably the biggest underdog since the 1980 Olympic team in that game. Of course, Lokomotiv, well-known, 8 NHL draft picks, including a first-rounder. So it would have been very, very, very difficult to get a win against them, but you would have loved to have seen it with that USA-Russia rivalry in hockey.
Absolutely. They wanted to see that matchup. I think anytime you're in a world championship, World Cup type event, you want to see the kind of the 3 countries that we all kind of talk about. You see the U.S.-Canada, U.S.-Russia, and Canada-Russia. Those are kind of the rivalries everybody looks for. So everybody was rooting for that, especially national TV syndicated game here on Friday night. But ultimately, it wasn't to be this year. Right now, I think we're so excited to be here, be part of this event, and just continue to learn. I think that's the one thing. We started off this event, say it's the first time we went on the internationally in 45 years. So ultimately, we as a league, we as a group have learned a lot about what it takes, and not only to make our people proud to represent our teams here, but also continue to brand our game around the world.
So the semifinals tomorrow night, the first one will be the Alberta Junior Hockey League against Karpat, the champions out of our pool from Pool B. That's a team that the NAHL lost 5-1 to. And then the second semifinal, it'll be Lokomotiv versus Red Bull, a team that the NAHL actually beat in the round-robin competition 3-2 back on Monday. But today we get Modo from Sweden, one of those epic, if you don't know Swedish hockey, Modo is the name that everybody knows. They're probably the top pro and junior program in Sweden. It is not going to be an easy task today. These guys are loaded with young talent.
they're following the Swedish model. Right now, Sweden seems to be pumping out a lot of top-flight defensemen. They got 2002 defensemen that I expect to see their names called next June in Montreal. So, again, look for them to, kind of 5 guys in the rush, be very active, and it's just going to be a very good test for the North American League team.
All right, the starting lineups here today. First you see for the NAHL, getting the starting goal from the Springfield Junior Blues, number 35, Jack Williams. Along defense, wearing number 3, Tyler Love from the Corpus Christi Ice Rays, as the NAHL takes the ice in their white jerseys one last time. Joining him along defense is number 25, Brody Medeiros from the New Jersey Titans. Along the wing, wearing number 6, Brandon LaJoy from the Kenai River Brown Bears, who, oh, by the way, are today's 26 and 2016. At center, number 23, Andrew DiCarlo from the Lone Star Brahmas. And along the right side, wearing number 17, John Jaworski from the Northeast Generals. The head coach of Team NAHL is Scott Langer. Assistant coach Rocky Russo. General manager Tony Zazowski. Equipment manager Dave Dunkelberter, and athletic trainer Devin Spears. And of course, I'm Alex Curious, your broadcaster, and that is your staff for Team NAHL one more time as they take to the ice. And now the starting lineup for Team Modo tonight. They are dressed in red, and starting in goal wearing number 29, Marcus Nygren. Along the defense, wearing number 2, Kevin Arvidsson. Also on defense, wearing number 54, William Wallinder. He is one of those guys that is going to be an NHL draft pick in the upcoming draft here in Montreal. Along the forward lines, wearing number 26 is Joel Waldgren. Also at forward, wearing number 32, Simon Anderson. And the last forward starting lineup, number 34, Linus Skager. The Swedish names are a lot easier to read than the others, I have to be honest. Head coach of Modo from Sweden is Michael Sundell. They are staying in our hotel, and they have been, just like every team, nice. It has been a lot of fun as the team captains are exchanging, this is called a friendly, what you're seeing there, where they exchange pennants. So Modo giving away a flag, and of course Team NAHL giving away their pennant. And that's what we do in international competition. No anthem, and we're just about set to go. 20 seconds away. Again, Tony, you'd like to see a good start from Team NAHL. I know the guys are down from last night, but one more time as a team. Just want to see them put 60 minutes together.
That's all Coach talked to the guys about today, is just making sure that they continue to come together as a team, represent the North American League well, and put a full 60 minutes in.
All right, so we're set to go. There you see Scott Langer, head coach of the North American Hockey League, who will head back to the Aberdeen Wings when all is said and done. I know that a lot of teams are already underway with their training camps, so as we check out social media, there you see head coach Michael Sundell of Modo. So set to go for the 5th place game. Thank you so much for joining us during this long and prosperous 13-day road trip, as we still have a few more days here in Sochi. After today, hopefully the guys will have a little bit of fun, head to the beach. But today, one more time as a team in the inaugural Team NAHL here in this 2019 Ice Hockey World Cup. We are underway. Modo wearing red, going left to right. Team NAHL in white, moving right to left. NAHL will control as they get it all the way in down deep. Again in goal, Marcus Nygren for Modo, and Jack Williams for the North American Hockey League. Here comes Modo as Skager will throw it around the boards. Down low for Anderson. Anderson trying to chip it up high. He's got a defenseman, Wallinder. And Modo will send it over to the NAHL bench as they look to break out. Probably a line change coming up here. Jaworski, nice move around one man. Shot on goal, save. Rebound right under the tape of LaJoy. That was a good idea by Jaworski, who's got a little spring in his step here tonight. As LaJoy will get it across the blue line and try and walk it in. He's 1-on-2. And that's intercepted by Modo as they look to set up behind their own cage. Changes coming for both teams here as Modo looks to label it in. Bystrom in behind Williams. Collected by Jake Benet, team captain of the NAHL. And now NAHL will get it in. The little backhander in front for Kieker Olsen. He just fanned on it and missed. He's got 2 goals in this tournament, including one yesterday. Benet coming up the ice, lost it at center. That one intercepted. Conroy there to back him up. Now the NAHL looks to get it to center ice. Look out, Fandon, and the other way, Gradin. His shot wide to the blocker side of Williams and out of trouble for the meantime in the neutral zone. Poked at it his horn. NAHL can't get it in deep, and now McCarthy will have to collect. The Topeka Pilot forward gets it to center ice, but no further as it's intercepted by Modo and fired all the way in by Edmondson. Williams behind his own net. Tried to pass it to the side. That was intercepted by Modo. Pops loose to the side of the cage. And now they look to cycle. In down low, Stenman. Up high to the point. That one wide. Look out. Puck in behind the NAHL cage. Some cycling going on now by Modo as they look to backhand it in front. Again, one-on-one battles here. 5-on-5 hockey as it's to the point and past Wallinder and all the way down to the Modo blue line. And Team NAHL will change up their lines. Wallinder, the big Swedish defenseman, 0-2 Berthier, walks it in, dangles around one man, got it to the forehand drive, and that one off the shoulder of Williams and wide. You can see why Wallinder is an NHL prospect with a frame like that. Incredible moves in skating. Now Wahlgren in, dumps it in down low. Nice move between the legs by Skager. Skager tried to get it to the point. Now held in deep in the far corner. Modo controlling pace of play here early on as it's sent in front. And collected by Max Borst of the Maryland Black Bears. He'll flip it to the blue line. In across the line. Hit up high there was Carter Hopman. I think he got a stick up in the grill, and he's going to the bench. That was a potential miss there by the referee. We saw a couple of penalties, unintentional high sticks yesterday, but any hit, any stick that gets up in the face area of a player is usually called. Again, a lot of different rules here in Europe. With European hockey, specifically as it relates to too many men on the ice as the puck is fired all the way in. That's one of the rules we've seen called, a lot of holding. We've also seen where on a face-off, if you 2 times you don't get thrown out, you actually get thrown in the box. So we've seen all kinds of activity. European teams love the skating and skill, whereas the North American teams love to play that gritty, play the body type of style. NAHL will get it out to the middle. Modo right back in with it. Pass a little bit too far for Lindeval, and now Team NAHL has plenty of time to move the puck in a scoreless first period. Just 4 minutes gone in this one. Icing is waved off. LaJoy on the attack. Pressured by Edmondson. Edmondson and LaJoy. Now Jaworski hit to the boards as it goes around the back of Nygren. Labeled ahead by Bostrom and to the NAHL blue line as they try and transition the other way, but they're getting line changes here. No score, just about 5 minutes into this contest. Stein picks it off. Had a man open on the wing. That was Kieker Olsen, but intercepted in by Wahlgren, and he has it taken away. To the blue line, but not out, as the puck fumbles around the ice. Tipped up in and into the scorer's box for our first whistle of the game. That was 4 minutes and 57 seconds of sustained play. And so far, not bad. We've had a couple of chances, so have they. Good back and forth action.
Good back and forth, and actually the referees have not called some of the sticks up, and I actually kind of like that for Team NA because I think it's going to wake them up, get a little bit more of that adrenaline, that competitive juices going. So you can kind of see the guys getting a little frustrated, and I expect them to pick it up a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm looking on the Team NA bench. I think Carter Hopman's okay. I don't see Devin Spears at work, so should be all right. Now Nick Trella into the corner. There's Wallinder again. As Trella comes away with it, got it down low to Conroy. He is spun around. 14:45 remaining in a scoreless first period here in this fifth place game of the 2019 Sirius Ice Hockey World Cup. Changing on the fly is Stein, and so an open lane for Vestman. His shot, that goes wide to the left side of Williams, and now back the other way. Modo at center ice will collect. This is Stenman. Got it in, but no further, as nothing but white jerseys there. Now a pass up to the neutral ice. Good touch in by Conroy. He'll go for a change. Trella on the trace with Bostrom. Coming away with it is Horn. Puck sits there at the Modo blue line. And now they'll regroup. Moving it ahead is Skager. Goes to the far side. A little backhander in front, and that just missed for Anderson. He was alone and ready, just fanned on the attempt. Good chance by Modo. Rasmus Lindgren up the wing and backhanded in. Back to get it for Team NAHL is Austin McCarthy. Playing good, solid defense there, and now it's flipped in. Nice pressure along the near side boards by Austin Jopi. Wow, he's hammered to the ice. From behind, no call as he slowly gets up. And again, a lot being let go here in the early stages of this contest. McCarthy tried to backhand it to the point. That was intercepted by Wahlgren. Now Jopi into the corner along with McCarthy. Pass coming out and just gets to the blue line. But good pressure here by the NA as McCarthy will wind up. That easily into the glove of Nygren. He leaves it for his defenseman there, and now Wallinder to the point. The NA tries to hold it in. Look out, turned over by Skinner, and a one-on-one the other way. This is Skager. Drops it off. Shot coming in, and right into the crest, and holding on is Jack Williams for his first big save of the game with 12:56 remaining here in period one. A scoreless contest at Sheba Arena. Want to remind you fans to stay tuned to NAHL.com for all of the news here from the World Cup. It'll be our final day. Won't be our final Russian Chronicles, though. Tony, you're an internet sensation with your food review yesterday. Over 6,000 views last time I checked. I don't know what you put in your mouth, but it had to be tasty.
Well, again, it's always fun to go to new places, try new things here. And I actually watched a travel show before we came on the trip, and they talked about this fruit snack that kids really enjoy, which was nuts, kind of coated with some jelly substance on it. Didn't look the most appealing, but it was actually quite good.
There's been a lot of things thrown around. I'm next, and there's been a lot of ideas thrown my way. My feeling is we'll just walk the village, run into something, turn on the phone video, and I'll go for it. But I'm going to try something totally out there. Yours wasn't bad because it was fruit, but I've heard some fish things thrown around. I don't know. We'll see. Modo able to get a shot off, and Williams is there again. Good square to the shooter. Jack Williams has played really well on this trip. Remember, he did not give up a goal in the exhibition game and only gave up 2, which came in the win against Red Bull. So right now, he has played really, really well. The commit to Michigan State, by the way, the NAHL finishing with 350 NCAA commitments, an all-time record, including 231 Division I commitments. Again, another record. That is over 66% of the commitments being Division I. Just outstanding for the league. And who knows, can we top ourselves? We got 2 new teams coming up in 1920. Modo in their own end looking to get it out as I rant and rave about the NAHL here. Oscar Nordin gets it across the ice. Pulling to one side is Bystrom. His shot goes wide. Just under 12 minutes to go in a scoreless first period. Puck in down deep. And playing it there is Gabe Temple. Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knight comes out into the low slot. Good pressure and coverage there by the NA. And now it's wrapped around to the near side boards as the NA looks to get it out off of the boards. And wow, what a play by Borst to walk it in. The shot, and just a pad save by Nygren. Didn't get much on it, but just enough to keep it out of the cage. Best chance of the game for the NA. 11:25 remaining here in the scoreless first period. Now Bystrom as it's sent in from center ice in on Williams, and he'll smack it off the glass into center ice. Taking a big hit, but getting it into the Modo zone was DiCarlo. And now pressure here by the NA as Conroy intercepted. He's tripped to the ice as it's dumped up the wing, and now number 52, Norberg, got it in, but it's taken away there by Tyler Love and pops into the NAHL bench for a whistle. 10:52 to go in a scoreless first period. Here you see the chance by Max Borst. He had LaJoy with him, and a good idea just to shoot it. And barely getting the left pad on it there was Marcus Nygren. And there you see Williams holding the post for one of his 5 saves here in this opening frame. Still no score, 10:52 to go. A lot more people here than the afternoon contest, which was the 7th place game. The team that the NAHL lost to last night, Osalari Trinik, defeated HC Davos in overtime 2-1 to capture 7th place. Of course, the semifinals are tomorrow here in Sochi, and then the championship game, gold medal game, is on Saturday night. And an offside there. I think people fully expect to see Lokomotive versus Karpat from Finland. Karpat has definitely got the tougher of the two semifinals. They have to play the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Meanwhile, Lokomotive has got Red Bull, and Red Bull is a team that the NAHL beat. And you're probably going to see Lokomotive put up a big win in that one. NAHL will win the face-off, and the pass over for McCarthy. Unable to handle it, now Wallinder controls in his own zone, taken away, and just dumped wide by Jopi. He was all alone in front. A mistake there by the Modo defense, and Jopi unable to find the cage. But again, another golden opportunity here. 2 premium scoring chances in the last minute here for the NA. Now Jopi again with the puck. Centering pass in front. Horn was hooked. I think the referees have just put away the whistle here today. We've seen 2 hooking and holdings here in this stretch alone, and they are just letting the guys play, I guess. Much more the North American Hockey League style, with 9.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Boberg Ernst will throw it in, and Williams doesn't have any intention of playing it, and he'll hold on. Scott Langer, Rocky Russo, foes during the season. Here you see the chance by Jopi as it was picked off, and wow, he had the glove side open and just couldn't find the net as it was intercepted, and that one may have skimmed off the post. And the faceoff coming deep in the NHL zone to the left of Williams. 9.5 minutes to go in a scoreless first period. Shot coming in from the point. That one blocked and wide, picked up by Jaworski. Has LaJoy, instead will walk it in by himself. Hit into the boards, puck dislodged as Edmondson will pick it up. Now to Sandstrom. And look out, Love had his pocket picked, and in on a 2-on-1 is Wahlgren. Wahlgren looks, and a nice sliding play there defensively by Medeiros. As Medeiros gets dumped to the ice. And another player dumped to the ice, and now we're going to get our first penalty of the game. And this is going against the NAHL, to nobody's surprise. Bystrom will label it black. The goalie is out of the net here for Modo, as they are now 6-on-5 on this delayed penalty, 8:40 to go. Freewheeling through the zone is Skager. Dropped it off for Wahlgren. Wahlgren in on the backhand. Looking in front. Nobody there. Players toppling to the ice. Slapper coming from the point. Nope. Fanned on. And now in down low. This is Anderson thrown in front. Williams with a save. The NAHL touches the puck. And it's going to be a tripping call coming on the NA.
NA's clearly frustrated with this because the Modo player cross-checked the North American League defenseman from behind. Knocked him down. And out of frustration, the North American League guy got up and he did trip him, but again, just they were tangled up there, and referee clearly watching the North American League a little closer than the Modo right now.
I counted 2 cross checks right before the trip, and also counted a hold and a hook down here, but again, not going to get any favors over here. We've seen that in all 3 games thus far, now the 4th. So the NAHL is on the penalty kill for the first time in tonight's game. And this faceoff goes to the NA as they look to wrist it out, but unable to find an open lane was Bergeron, so Modo keeps it in. Now on the power play, Modo with 8:15 to go in a scoreless first period. First time at the man advantage while Linder dumps it in down low. Centering pass in front, now dumped over to the side, Anderson. He'll circle, nobody to pass to. Nice pressure there from Bergeron. Now Wallinder will get it back up high. Wants to shoot, pulls it to the forehand, nothing open. Player falls to the ground, and it's collected by Williams. The other thing you'll see here, and I hate to say it, but there are occasions where players dive. You'll see one right there where the Modo player doesn't really take a very hard shot from Jake Benet, but It looked like a sniper got him from row Z up in section B4 and hammered him right in the back with a bullet, but I don't think the refs really fall for that quite often. So the power play will continue with 7:45 left here in this first period and 1:14 to go in the penalty to Brody Medeiros for tripping. This is Oscar Nordin. Had it wrapped around the boards over there along the wing. Walgren now in deep as Modo looks to set up. The NHL has been very aggressive on the penalty kill here. As Modo to the point. Shot coming in. Saved by Williams with the blocker. The rebound. It's loose at the side of the net. Hit the side of the cage. Picked up by Conroy, and he'll backhand it the 200 feet length of the ice, and that'll waste another 10 seconds here. 7 minutes remaining in the first period. Scoreless from the Sheba Arena. 35 seconds left in the man advantage for Modo. Bringing it up the middle is Elias Stenman. Dropped it off and will get it back. Nice pressure there by Love, who rides him into the boards. Now 6 players behind the cage jockeying for the biscuit. Dumped off to Stein, and he has no problem to clear, so a good penalty kill here for the NA. They have hung right in there in this first period, including killing off this penalty, which has 5 seconds left. Benet, hammer to the boards, got it off, and now the NA will look to clear as Stein lost it in his skates. Lucky that didn't turn into something worse, as it's now to the blue line here. NHL having a little trouble connecting on their passes. Stein lost it at the blue line. And now Modo the other way. Here comes Billy Fesco. Celebrated his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to Billy Fesco as it's wrapped in. And the NA will give chase. Carter Hotman back out there after taking a stick up high earlier in the game. 5:47 left here as Modo will walk it in. Poked away there from Walgren. Got it to the point. Modo looks to set up. Instead fires it below the NAHL net. Picked up by Alex Murray. Seeing some of his first action of the period. In deep by Anderson. Murray behind the net for Love. A little bit too far. Fesco with a big hit over there. Love picks it up. A little backhander. Got it to the middle of the ice, but unable to connect with Borst. And now Modo will go the other way. And that one is whistled for an offside. 5:14 left. We'll get a TV timeout here and a chance to let you know about the 17th annual NAHL Showcase taking place from September 18th through 22nd. They will be joined by the NAPHL Tony. The NAPHL schedule jam-packed. 18U, 16U, 15U, and now 14U teams. Going to be awesome.
Biggest show on the
planet, show on
right?
ice.
Greatest show on the ice, right? Bottom line, it's a great event. Eight rinks in Blaine, Minnesota there. Tons of scouting coverage, a little bit for everybody there. And, I think the great thing about the North American League is that we partner our events together. So, like you said, the 15, 16, 18U guys get to showcase themselves, be a part of the North American League, and really get a feel for what it's going to take to make that next level while showcasing their skills.
Well, all the schedules are out. For more information on the NAHL Showcase, including hotels, tickets, rental cars, and more, you can go to nahl.com/showcase. Coming up in a mere 3 weeks, September 18th through 22nd, we will be on site. It is going to be exciting.
Will we be back from Russia by then?
Yeah, yes. NHL will walk it in with a chance on the side. A big save there. The rebound popped over the net by Trella. That one didn't miss by much, right in front of our broadcast position. And a good opportunity for the NA. Just goes right over the bar. Going the other way, Lindeball. He wraps it around the boards and barely held in there by Wallinder. Wallinder wants it back, but it's intercepted by Conroy. Now Trella on a one-on-one. In across the blue line. Will look to backhand something in front. Stops into the corner. Wants his point man. Got it. Cross-ice pass for Medeiros. Medeiros looks in deep. Had nobody there. Trella now will pick it up. Got the little backhander to Keeker Olsen. He's hammered from behind. No call. Walking it in. Back over to Medeiros. He can't one-time it, so he'll wait. Sends it in front. Puck is bouncing for Conroy. He has a whack at it. That one goes in behind the net. And now picked up by Modo with 4:15 left. Surprised a check from behind call wasn't called on Keeker Olsen there. He was hammered right in front of the Modo bench. But again, no calls have really gone our way, particularly in these last two games. Nordin in around the back of the net. This is Sam Skinner. Look out. Turned it over to the low slot, and that one pumped wide and high. Now back out to the point here is Modo, trying to look for their first tally of the game, still scoreless. 3 minutes, 37 seconds left here in a scoreless first period. Behind the net, picked up by Nate Horn, and he'll wait. Got it over to Skinner from the Minot Minotauros. His pass to center ice, that one intercepted. And now trying to get it in is Jopi. Goes back all the way to the point, and Medeiros will settle things down over to Skinner. Now back to Medeiros. Medeiros up the wing, tapped ahead by Horn. Horn trying to get it to the middle, but instead, Modo will get it to center ice. Good stand-up hit there by Bergeron as the stick goes flying in midair. Jopi with a whack at it. And that one goes past everybody down the ice, but icing is waved off. Under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Still scoreless here from Sheba Arena. Jake Benet, look at the speed this guy's got. Walked it through the middle, got around four men, but not around a fifth, and now Modo the other way. In down the wing is Vestman. His shot handled easily by Williams. Picked up there behind the cage by Jaworski, and now labels it for Benet. Benet up the wing. And walking it in is Gabe Temple. He has his stick knocked out of his hand, but going to go in for a big hit. Good job to get a hit there on Sandstrom without a stick. And now this is Lindgren, 1-on-3. He'll dump it in behind the NAHL net. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Puck high to the point. That one intercepted by Jaworski, who had a goal yesterday. Now to LaJoy. LaJoy the shot. Fighting it off there was Nygren. Good job by LaJoy to get a good firm shot off there as they keep it into the zone. Look at LaJoy. He's dancing around the Swedish defense here as DiCarlo knocks his man to the ice. Trying to get his stick on the play, and here comes Modo. This should be offside, and it is, with 1:36 to go in the first period. We've had one power play in the game. That's belonged to Modo, and the NAHL has played pretty well 5-on-5. Here you see a couple of the opportunities. There was that one by Trella that went over the crossbar. But again, not bad chances here by the NAHL. Good opportunities. And the faceoff coming right outside the NHL zone. DiCarlo wins that draw. And now in his own end, this is Fesco. Got it to Borst. He's hit along the boards. Comes out to neutral ice, and Murray will try and send it back in where Fesco now has it. To Murray. Puck just pouncing around in the neutral zone. And now Edmondson will label it in deep. Medeiros in along the boards, takes a hit. Murray over there to help out. Squirts past him, and now DiCarlo will pick it up. Borst off the boards. 1 minute to go here in the period. Modo will walk it in. Floats one in on Williams. Pad save, but the rebound goes right back to a Modo player. Look out. Modo now with some movement and pressure. The shot off the pad and into the corner. Picked up there by Murray. 40 seconds left here in a first period that has remained scoreless. Both teams with some pretty good chances. I would say the NAHL has had the more premium of the two. Wallinder will back it around the net. There alone is Wahlgren. Wahlgren to the high slot. Turns and fires right into a skate of an NAHL player. And now skated out of the zone by Medeiros. Just send it off the glass. Nobody to pass to. 14 seconds remaining here. Wallinder will look into the corner. Now pass out to neutral ice. That one right past the stick of Trella. Now a last opportunity here as time is about to expire in the period. Pass up high to the point. 0 on the clock. The shot, and that will bounce out of direction as the horn sounds. So no score, Tony. A good job killing off a penalty. I think the chances are about even for both teams. and after 20 minutes of play, it's 0-0.
The coaches have got to be proud of the effort right now. I think the guys are doing a good job. Transitional play, I think, is key. Right now, all our chances come by forcing turnovers with the active defensemen of the Modo team. So overall, good effort. And I think right now they just got to take a deep breath and really figure out, I think, the standard of play. I mean, if they, I think we've been waiting to be a little bit more aggressive. And if the referee's going to let us play, I think that's only going to play to our advantage as the game goes on.
We'll take a breath as well and a timeout here. Score after one period, 0-0 between Team NAHL and Modo. You are watching the 2019 Sirius Ice Hockey World Cup. All right, back here at the Sheba Arena. And the fifth place game of the 2019 Sirius Ice Hockey World Cup. Good to have you along. Thank you for joining us here on NAHL TV as we are proud to bring you all the action here. A reminder, all NAHL regular season and playoff games broadcast on our exclusive broadcast provider, Hockey TV, including all 52 games at the 2019 NAHL Showcase at the Super Rink in Blaine from September 18 through 21. All teams playing in 4 regular season games with the exception of the Odessa Jackalopes and Amarillo Bulls. They will have the honor of playing the National Development Team program. Odessa will face them on Friday night, Amarillo and Rocky Russo on Saturday night. Want to say hello to everybody watching in the United States this afternoon, right around lunchtime. Especially those in the NAHL headquarters in Dallas, Texas, hard at work. Hello to Commissioner Mark Frankenfeld, Shannon Smith, Vinny Paracelli, Blake McNichol, Joel Plattner, and Peter Duar. I'm sure they are tuned in, watching this one with intent, and hopefully we can give them a positive result in our final game of this World Cup. As it's tipped down the ice, icing is waved off. Not sure why, but Keeker Olsen will get it to Conroy. And Trella in across the line, waits, floats one to the net. That one goes wide. And now Modo. In along the near side boards, that shot off a skate and wide, picked up by Tyler Love as it's poked in front. Keeker Olsen was there, the Chippewa steel forward who's got 2 goals in this tournament. Hit to the boards, and now finally Modo out of there with it. 2-on-2 the other way as the NAHL wants to change. Pass in deep for Wahlgren, trying to cycle there. Out there with Linus Skager. And now Keeker Olsen off the glass. That one taken at center ice. Yep, offside as Modo was changing and right through the doorway on their bench. And so offside on Hackinson. And there you see head coach Michael Sundell of the Modo Swedish junior team. Beautiful venue here, about 7,000 seats. Women's ice hockey and sled hockey was played here during the 2014 Winter Olympics. Of course, settled right in the heart of the Olympic Park with all of the other arenas and venues. Here comes the NAHL. Jopi has a man walking it in. Fans on the shot. The little backhander goes wide. Jopi had McCarthy with him, and now a shot steered aside there by Nygren, and Modo the other way. 1-on-1 as they walk it in. Pad saved by Williams. Rebound right to the high slot and off a shin pad and wide. Austin Jopi, Bismarck Bobcats. Leaves it there for Nate Horn. Wanted McCarthy on the play. He shouldered his man into the sideboards. McCarthy sends one to the net. That one went off the side of the cage. And now LaJoy wants it in deep for Horn. A little bit too far for him, so Modo with a chance to get it out as they will skate through center ice to the red line and in. That one tapped away. Good solid defense there by the NA as Murray gets it around for LaJoy on the far side, just taps it out of harm's way to the middle. And now Oscar Nordin to Hugo Stiff, and Stein got spun around on it, able to get it out. Colin Stein of the Minnesota Magicians wearing number 16. We'll head to Richfield, Minnesota, just suburb of Minneapolis, and A.J. Bacchino. Good season last year for the Magicians. And now Temple the other way of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights. Gabe Temple in, waits, shot, and a save there by Nygren. Good job by Temple to pull it to the forehand and use the Modo defender as a screen. And now into the near side boards. This is number 22, Oscar Edmondson battling. Winning it, though, is Jaworski. He'll send it in deep, but Modo picks it up and looks to get it out, and they will to center ice. Off the tape of Medeiros. Modo wants to change. Again, far changes here in the second period, as that one will go the length of the ice for an icing. Again, not a bad start, Tony, for these guys here in the second period. I think the NHL pretty much controlled the first 3.5 minutes of that second period.
Definitely talking to the coaches there. The guys just wanted to settle things down here, start making a few more hockey plays, and seems like the guys are getting pucks behind the defenseman, doing a good job here the first 3 minutes.
That was a quality save there by Nygren. He just got a piece of the blocker on it. As Team NA wins the faceoff here, Medeiros plays it up the boards. Now Jaworski in a race for it. Shoved to the ice as Modo will come up the near side and walk it in the NA zone. Now they'll try to cycle in deep. This is Stenman behind the net. Wanted Norberg. Norberg will give chase. DiCarlo can't get it out. And now Medeiros. Quick change coming up for Modo here. They don't like the matchup. Medeiros in across the red line and in. DiCarlo out there with Fesco. Hotman pokes at it. But again, Modo able to backhand it to center ice. And now along the near side wing. Couple of stick handing moves there by number 26, Wahlgren. Forwarded it to the net. Bergeron take it away, but not all the way out. Now Bergeron got it back. Good job to stay with it for the second time and able to flip it high in the air, and that one tumbles back out to center. Modo quickly transitioning the other way. Sandstrom will throw it in. Bergeron blows a tire in behind the NAHL net. Got it up the wing to Conroy, the Air Force commit, and Odessa jackalopes forward. Backhanded it out, went right into the linesman, got it back and sent it in deep. Bystrom there to collect for Modo. NAHL changing on the play. Kieker Olsen trying to intercept. He is tangled along the near side boards, falls to the ice. And Modo the other way. Trella, good job to back check and intercept, and now he'll walk it up the left-hand wing. Trying to use the space around the outside. Threw it in front. Got caught on the side of the net, picked up by Kieker Olsen. Centering pass goes right to the tape of Skager, and he'll get it out of trouble. And now into the NA zone. Murray has space to move it. Pass a little bit too far for Kieker Olsen, and that'll go for an icing with 14:27 remaining in a scoreless second period here. Gracie Scott Langer, Robertson Cup champion 2019. The Aberdeen Wings, a 2-1 win over the Fairbanks Ice Dogs in the 2019 Robertson Cup National Championship game. It was back in May, and we're getting ready to start a new season. The NAHL regular season gets going here in just about a week. There are games before the showcase, not many, but there will be some. Faceoff goes to Modo. Shot is fanned on. Kieker Olsen takes it away. And now up the wing for Conroy, who will race for it with Arvidsson. Conroy and Arvidsson into the corner there, as you see on your screen, picked up by the NA. In front, and that one just off the tape of LaJoy. And now Modo back the other way as Wallinder will backhand it in. Modo wants to change. Stein. Good headman pass up the ice, and now with speed, this is Horn. Drops it off for Conroy. Conroy looked in front, nobody home. You know he wants to go for a change. And Conroy will go off the bench. Meanwhile, turning and firing, and that one just goes wide. A good chance by Austin Jopi. Modo in their own zone here as teams exchange chances. The majority, though, belong to the NAHL, but we remain scoreless with 13.5 minutes to go in the second period. Now Skinner to center ice. Horn. Pass was a little bit too slow, and that allows Modo to transition the other way. In on Williams, no problem. And more importantly, no rebound for the Springfield Junior Blues goaltender. As he holds on, we know his dad is in town. A couple of set of parents here made it all the way to Sochi, Russia, to watch their sons participate in a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, which is this World Cup. It is not known whether the NHL will be back next year. I know that's been a hot topic of conversation. Tony, you met with Russian delegates earlier on today. What are your thoughts behind returning to this? I think all indications are the event was awesome. We'd love to come back. It's just probably something that needs conversation.
the Russians are very satisfied with our performance here. Obviously, they wanted us in the semifinals. They thought we were going to be there, so I think we made the tournament better by being here. We represented well, which I think that's what they're looking to show off is their teams here and want the best competition, play the best leagues in the world. So, all indications were that they were very satisfied with us. Again, from the North American League standpoint, we're learning about how to actually be better and how we build this team. So again, all indications is that they want us back, and ultimately for us, we just got to take a deep breath here and evaluate it, and hopefully we'll be back here next year.
Well, I think what's going to happen here is the NAHL win the draw is, you're going to get back, you're going to share the experiences, look at, all the dynamics of the thing, and then, Mark Frankenfeld, the commissioner, will sit down with the Board of Governors and ultimately decide, was this worth it? Obviously, from an exposure standpoint, absolutely. Some fantastic experiences here, I think, for all the members of these teams. And again, you just have to decide, coming over here internationally, is that something that is worth the exposure? Now here's a chance for the NHL as Temple walks it in. And on the back door, just missed LaJoy. Good chance there on the 2-on-1 for the NAHL, but just missing the opportunity. Big hit along the sideboards there. That was Jaworski, hammered his man to the ice. But here's a chance now for Modo. Nice fancy moves there, and the stick handling by number 28, Wahlgren. Just couldn't get a shot in on goal, and now Wahlgren tangled behind the net. Leaves it off, and coming out to the point, slapper coming. That one hit Medeiros in front as he got in the shooting path, and now Medeiros will carry it the other way. Medeiros in, high slot. LaJoy had his stick lifted. Players go tumbling into Nygren, and he holds on to the puck, and the referees will get down there and separate the players.
Yeah, the last break you were talking about, coming to the World Cup event, I think one of the things that, the North American League evaluated is that we get 4 import spots per team, and you had 26 teams. That's a lot of players that we're trying to attract to our league, and one of the best ways to do it is to take your brand to Europe and, Russia to basically showcase our skills. So ultimately, we're hoping that this will benefit our teams in the long run as we try to attract better players and make the North American Hockey League one of the best leagues in the world.
Well, the other thing is outside your league, there just aren't many events. That's the other thing is, you're talking about World Juniors. You've got the Junior A Challenge up in Canada. But other than that, internationally, there's not much. And I think to participate in an event like this, where it is sanctioned by the International Ice Hockey Federation, has just been fantastic. I can't say enough about the hosts, the way that the KHL folks, the MHL folks have worked. They have fantastic staffs here, professional all the way. And really the only thing that was trying to get through was the language barrier. But most of them speak pretty good English. If not, they give you a nod. They know that you're in it for hockey. So I can't say enough about the way that we've been treated by the staff here. So Modo in across the line. We have 11 and a half minutes to go in a scoreless second period here. The NAHL has probably had the majority of the quality chances in this game. Modo with a few, but Jack Williams has been there to swallow everything up that's come his way. Speaking of Williams, he'll backhand it around the boards for Benet and got it up to center ice. Touched by Modo, and that was touched by Modo. I don't know why that's a high stick. Modo touched the puck, and now the referee is going over the bench. Rocky Russo's about to lose his mind to say, wait a minute, that high stick was touched up by Modo first, and now the referee is giving him the business. Russo and Langer are not happy. I don't blame them. It's been the last 2 games especially have not been kind from an officiating standpoint. Now here's what I'm talking about. There's the high stick, and you're going to see a Modo player touch the puck right there, and then the NA touches the puck and they whistle it down, and a faceoff is coming in the zone. So I can understand the frustration. Should not have been a whistle. As video clearly shows, the NA will win the faceoff. Stein to Benet. And now in Trella, who has shown flashes of brilliance in this tournament, has a goal as well. And a couple of good chances yesterday, including that video review goal that didn't go the NA way. Shot in on goal by Benet, save, and now we're going to get some rough stuff after the whistle. Benet and Wallinder, and now stepping in to back him up is Wahlgren as the linesmen get in there and separate. We have seen one fight in this tournament, not typically what you see in European hockey or an international event like this, and certainly not at the pace that you see in something like the North American Hockey League, although fighting is way, way down. You just don't see it in international competition. And I'm not sure why Wallinder and Trella go after it. And then all of a sudden stepping in as Wahlgren. And hey, somebody's going to the box from Modo. And I think the NHL is going on a power play. Say it ain't so. It looks like Oscar Edmondson is the guilty party as he sits in the box. And so the NHL will have their first man advantage with 10:48 remaining in the second period. Scoreless here. So let's see if the NHL can get on the board first. Faceoff goes to Modo, but they can't clear to the point. Now Tyler Love will bring it up high as the umbrella starts to work for the NHL. This is Keeker Olsen down low. That one just missing the tape of Conroy. Bergeron got it. Over to Love. Now Keeker Olsen. Along the near side hash mark. Will cycle it in down low with Conroy. Keeker Olsen on the backdoor for Bergeron. That may have been tipped as Bergeron fanned on it. And now back the other way here at the point. There is Bergeron. Backhands it over to the sideboards. Conroy will walk it in. Forward to the net. Shot, save. And now what are we going to get? A player in the crease. And I believe that's Trella. He loves to stir the pot there in front. And we've seen a couple of times where the opponents are not happy with him. Oh, great play defensively there on the back door. That was Bergeron wide open, and the active stick there of the defender got it out of harm's way, and the faceoff will come outside. 1:17 remaining in the first NA power play of the night, and 10 minutes gone, exactly halfway through this game in a scoreless contest between NHL and Modo. Now McCarthy into the corner, out there with Horn. That one goes past Benet and all the way down the ice. So the NHL will give chase as the power play is now halfway over. Benet around his own net. Has a couple of players closing in on him. The little backhander in across the line for Horn. Doesn't have a lot of help over there. And Modo able to pick it up and clear it out. Medeiros will stop it at the blue line. Tried to pass it over for McCarthy, who blew a tire, and Modo will send it in. So not much working right now here on this power play. Still 30 seconds to go in the man advantage as Benet gets it to center ice. Horn being hounded by Gradine. Falls to the ice. No call as he's hooked. Picked up again by Horn. Looks to shoot. Waits. Throws it in front. Score! From the point, the team captain, Jake Benet. And it's a power play goal. Great patience by Horn, Tony, as he waited till the final minute, found Benet, who was closing in from the point at the last second, and he tipped it home.
I think our guys take a little bit from the playbook of these European teams. That backdoor one-timer here, like you said, came in there, made the goalie freeze, and slid it across to the one-timer. Great goal by the guys.
That was an excellent play by Nate Horn. He waited till the final minute to get it over to Benet, and he slides it home, and the NAHL is on the board first at 1-0 with 9:06 remaining here in the first period. So a power play goal for the NAHL, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered. So good job by the boys to take advantage of the power play opportunity. It didn't net much the first minute and a half, but that's why there's 2 minutes, and the final stages of it. Now here comes Modo on a 2-on-1 right after the goal, and that one shot just goes wide. And now a shot down low. Look out, Williams, a pad save as the NHL lost their coverage a little bit. Now Hotman and Bergeron chase. Temple will pick up an assist as well on the goal. And the NAHL leads 1-0 here. Now the NHL with some pressure down low. Fesco tried to backhand one in front. That one just missed. And now Modo back to center ice. Team NA in their own zone. This is Love. He'll look up ice. That goes past everyone and down the ice. Icing is waved off as it's picked up by Keeker Olsen. Player dumped into the corner, now picked up by the NA. Walking it in, Keeker Olsen. The wrist shot is blocked, and Modo will go the other way. In across the line. This is Wahlgren. Now leaves it. Look out, shooting lane. Oh, that one just went off the crossbar right over the shoulder of Williams. So the NHL dodges a big bullet there, but not out of trouble yet. Stein kicks it ahead, and now trying to backhand it out is Trella. Got hit into the boards. Picked up by Modo as they look to attack here is Hawkinson. That one shot goes wide around the boards. Tired group out here for the NA. Medeiros. Little backhander to center ice, and now Conroy. Again, his pass swallowed up there by Hugo Stiff. Players fall to the ice. NA wants a change. Keep in mind, it's a long change here in the second period. 7 minutes to go, 1-0. In around the boards, Modo looked in front, and a great job on the back check by Trella, but he's going to get a penalty here on the play. He tied up his man, probably a good penalty to take there as he was all alone for the one-timer. And now the delayed call here on the NHL as Modo's got 6 skaters on the ice. NHL trying to touch up the puck, they do. And now we get a whistle with 6:34 left in the second period, and Modo will go on their second power play of the game. Well, here you can see the penalty, and it was Trella who has a hook on a man who's going to have a one-timer. And again, if you're going to take a penalty, make it something like that. There you see the chance by number 41, Axel Boberg Ernst, that rang off the crossbar over the catching glove of Jack Williams. So that chance by Modo barely missing, and the NAHL hanging on to the 1-0 lead after the power play goal by Jake Benet. And there you see Nick Trella in the penalty box forward for the Amarillo Bulls.
Big kill for the NA here. Again, we seemed like we had some momentum. Again, prevented a grade A scoring chance there. It's okay to take a penalty in that situation. And again, Modo has some good defensemen here, move the puck well, so a very big penalty kill for the team.
All right, so the faceoff coming deep in the NAHL zone. 6:34 left here in the second period. The NAHL leading 1-0. And this draw will go to the boards and kept in by Modo. Hugo Stiff at the point, waiting, drive. Williams with a pad save. That one on number 15, Anton Gradin. And it's all the way down in the Modo end. Jopi with some high-end pressure here. Now McCarthy off the bench. Jopi, McCarthy, Bergeron, and Benet, the penalty killers here for the NA. In around the net. Over on the side, this is Oscar Nordin. He's got it into the corner. Looking for somebody to pass to. Got it out to the middle. Now in deep. A lot of puck movement here on the power play. The drive, and Williams with a pad save, and a very good one. McCarthy able to get it up the boards and out as the NAHL wants to change here. And so the power play halfway over. A couple of good saves by Jack Williams. And 5.5 minutes remaining in the second period. As up the boards, great job by Keeker Olsen. Got it to Conroy. And they're saying a hand pass. Now Keeker Olsen involved with some pushing and shoving in front of the Modo bench. Not a bad idea by Keeker Olsen. If that was in the defensive zone, it would have been allowed. But it squirted outside the blue, and otherwise Conroy was off to the races.
No, it was definitely you got to try to make that play. I mean, not quite sure why I guess the faceoff would be inside because it started off from inside the zone and pushed it out. But good job just making plays here, trying to get the puck out of the zone.
Killian Keeker Olsen with 2 goals in this tournament will take the faceoff. 49 seconds remaining in the penalty to Nick Trella. Second power play of the night here for Modo. Shot coming in from the point. That one over the glove of Williams and wide. And he tries to backhand it out. Modo will hold it in. Now Wallinder. Over to the side from Wahlgren. Got it back. Throwed it in down low. You know they want Wallinder at the top of the point for the shot. Williams saw that one all the way. May have gotten a blocker on it. As now back up high, Modo. To the point, Wallinder. Wrist shot. That one into the glove of Williams, no problem. May have been going over the net, but decided to hold on. William Wallinder, number 54, and Hugo Stiff are really the defensemen here for Modo that you're going to keep an eye on and probably see their names called in the NHL draft at some point. Very good young 2002 defenseman. Been watching them all tournament, and for being 17 years old, they are just spectacular, both with international experience as well. Face off to Modo. 15 seconds left on the power play. That shot from the point got through traffic and went just wide. I don't think Williams saw it till it was behind him. Trella coming out of the box in 5 seconds here. Modo to the point. Slap shot coming. That one blocked, but right back to the other defenseman as that one goes around the board and out. And now Trella out of the penalty box over to the sideboards and gives a good shoulder check. As falling to the ice there was Bergeron, picked up by Bonnet, and now Temple. So 2 for 2 on the kill here for the NA. 4 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the second period as the puck goes all the way down the ice. And we're going to get an icing call, but the goalie played it. The goalie touched it after it hit off the back of the net, but nevertheless, we're still going to get the faceoff coming back down in the NA zone. I think the whistle may have blown right before he did play it, but there you see the goal scorer, the team captain, Jake Bonnet. As Temple loses the draw to the point, Jaworski trying to get in the shooting lane, can't, and now LaJoy for Jaworski. He's got a step and a man going on the back door. It's Temple. Was calling for the puck, but it deflected, and now Jaworski will recollect in the neutral zone and backhand it in. He'll give chase. There's that defenseman, Hugo Stiff, again for Modo. Now under 4 minutes to go here in the second period. The NHL still leading 1-0 on a power play goal by Jake Bonnet. Tyler Love away. Good job to get around two players. Now he's got, pass the other way, just out of the reach there of number 19, Max Borst. Otherwise, Borst was gone. And now Modo will flip it to center. Love trying to quickly transition the other way to Borst. Borst using his hands in around. Centering pass. It's in! Borst's centering pass went off a skate, and I think it's going to be credit for the goal as the NHL goes 2-0. And I think great work by Mats Borst. He had one hand on the puck, another hand feeling off the defender through a one-handed pass in front. Popped up in the air and think it went in. I think it's going to go to Borst.
Well, that's what we talked about against Trinnick, because our guys needed to get a little bit of that grit to try to drive the puck to the net. And again, he had the defenseman hanging all over him and found a way to get the puck to the front of the net, and good things happen when you do that.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Max Borst, you can see him here. Great angle now. One hands it to the net, pops off the goalie's blocker and into the cage. So again, when you throw pucks to the net, good things happen. A great effort there by Max Borst to the Maryland Black Bears.
Well, 3:13 left here, and the boys just got to ride this momentum here and close out the second period.
Boy, the way that the NAHL has responded here, I mean, they've dominated much of this game, and again, I think that the better quality chances have belonged to the NAHL. They've killed off two power plays, stayed out of the penalty box, so all the things that you want to see have at least happened through the first 37 minutes as we are down to 3 minutes to go in the second period, and the NAHL now leading 2-0. Tyler Love will pick up the assists on the goal, and now walking it in is Modo. Shot on Williams. He'll make the save and hold on. And again, with 2:49 to go here, the NAHL leads 2-0 over Modo. I think most people were probably thinking that Modo, who was very strong, lost their games to Locomotive by a big score, but then lost to the Alberta Junior Hockey League by a goal. That was really for the second spot in that pool, much like the NAHL lost yesterday by a goal. But Modo is the Swedish champion in a really good program, and I think most people probably felt like they were the favorites, maybe albeit small, coming into this contest, but the NAHL has really responded here. And now they have an opportunity as they look on the back door. That one blocked up high by Wallinder on the one-timer by Banderos. 2.5 minutes to go here. And now into the zone, this is Modo. In around the back of the net, player tumbling to the ice. Got it to the point and just off the stick and into Williams as he holds on. The fluttering shot by Anderson, who did not get all of it, goes right into Williams and he holds on. So a good save by Williams. Jack Williams of the Springfield Junior Blues, who has allowed just 2 goals, none in the exhibition game and one in the game that he played here, which was the win over Red Bull. Faceoff goes to the NA. Love around the back of his own net. Now Jaworski floats one to the blue line, and a good job to get it out of trouble there by LaJoy. 2 minutes left in the second period. The NHL leading on goals here in the second period by Jake Benet and Max Borscht. It is their first of the tournament for both. Now in across the line, Jaworski has a poke at it. Love spins away from traffic, the little backhander, but not out. And now look out, Modo. Drive from the point, that one off the post. Didn't miss by much. And a good low slap shot that just missed. And so twice Modo has hit the iron in this period here, so the bounces that were not going the NAHL way last night are now suddenly going their way this evening. Amazing just how things can change in 24 hours. In front of the NA bench. Players trying to change here. Oh, wow, big punch there by Modo, and they should be going to the penalty box, but he's going to send both. I'm surprised he's sending both, Tony. The retaliation there by Hugo Stiff should have gotten him a roughing call, but instead he's going to take both to the penalty box.
I got no problem with that. Both guys were kind of tangled up there, and we gave a little bit of a push too, so again, no problem with him taking both guys in that situation.
Yeah, I don't know what LaJoy did there. He was just kind of wrestling with him. And here you see the chance by Modo. Williams had a problem seeing that puck, and it was a good low clapper by number 22, Oscar Edmondson. But again, iron unkind for Modo. We'll take it. I think most goalies I know talk to their posts. I think that was made famous by Patrick Waugh. Is that something you did during your goalkeeping days?
I didn't talk to him, but I definitely patted him. I would go up to him for sure and give him a little pat say thank you for helping me out on that one.
I did the same. We're a little bit weird, but yeah, you give him a little pat, say thank you for keeping the puck out of there. Just a 4x6 foot opportunity, that net, 4 feet high by 6 feet wide. Oh, look out, Keeker Olsen's got a step. He's one-on-one with Wallinder. Nice move to the backhand. Score! Dangle City by Keeker Olsen. The Chippewa Steel forward and NAPHL grad with his 3rd goal of the tournament. Undresses one of the top defensemen in the tournament, and a great move by Keeker Olsen.
Wow. I mean, again, had me going, what are you doing there? Throwing the spinorama at him, Denny Savard style. Great backhand, I think kind of stunned the goaltender that he got it off, and
wow.
Again, gives us a 3-0 lead.
That's going to make the highlight of the tournament there. Falling to his knees, Keeker Olsen. Spinorama. Hey, you may as well at your last game of the tournament. Nothing to lose, and it's now a 3-0 lead for the NAHL as Killian Keeker Olsen with a 360 spin backhander right through the 5-hole.
We just got a message from our boss who must be listening back home. He said, stop talking about the glory days with us old goalies here.
Believe me, my goaltending was nothing glorious. That's for sure. But it was fun, and the fact that we get to be here calling these games is even better. And with 30 seconds left here, the Team NA leads 3-0. Just want to make sure you batten down the hatches here and make sure nothing bad happens as you've got built up a 3-0 lead with an incredible second period, probably the best period of hockey the team has played all tournament long. And now the other way, Jopi on a 1-on-2. He's got 12 seconds to work with. Stops. It's a 4-on-4, remember, here. As Medeiros into the boards. 5 seconds left as it's chipped to the ice. Player wanted a call. There's a man all alone in front. 2 seconds left. The centering pass knocked away, and that'll do it. But Tony, again, probably the best 20 minutes of hockey we've seen in this event. Credit these guys for never giving up. It was a tough situation last night. They've come out in the first 40 minutes and responded. Great second period with 3 goals.
Again, we very impressed. Showed some skill there. Got some bounces like you talked about. Maybe some of the puck luck that wasn't happening for us yesterday. Just ultimately started getting pucks there. And like you said, best period by far of the events that we've had so far here. And I like the momentum we have going in the third period here, the final game of the World Cup for the Team North American Hockey League.
So hopefully just 20 minutes to go in this 5th place game. And I know that winning this contest would mean a lot to not only the guys, but the league in general. We've had such incredible following here the past 13 days. It's been a lot of great responses. We've loved all your comments about everything that we've tried to do for you, capture the spirit of the thing, really try and provide you with some insight of this event before we got to the tournament and then while we got to the tournament and what is happening on the ice. But so much of what you're not seeing on the ice is happening off the ice. The guys are having a great time. You've got to feel like after this event, they're going to go back to their teams more experienced, more genuine, and ready to lead their clubs into the 2019-20 season. I know that all their teammates back home are proud of them and the way that they've represented themselves here in Sochi. Yeah, we'd love to be in the semifinals. It wasn't meant to be, but the way that they've responded so far through 40 minutes in this 5th place game has been fantastic.
They've shown a lot of pride, and I think that's the thing. It gets tough to be in this situation, but just like when you put on the sweater for your country, they get to put on the sweater for the North American Hockey League. They're showing some pride for it, and again, they're going to go home and people are going to know about them. So again, I commend them for the effort so far, the two periods, and ultimately they got to just be sitting there saying we got to close this out because it's been a great experience, and you want to end it on a high note. And again, you know, I keep coming back to this, like you've mentioned 100 times, is that anytime you're the first ones to go do something, it's something special, and just want to continue to thank the North American Hockey League and our Board of Governors and our Commissioner for A, making this happen for all of us, and B, giving us all the opportunity to be the first team to come over. It's
been an absolute pleasure to serve this team, serve them, and again, we still have 20 minutes to go. I'm going to imagine when they're putting together the highlight reel for next year's tournament, that Kieker Olsen goal will be on there when they talk about the United States of America. And again, hopefully we'll be back, but that was a goal of beauty. He's got 3 goals in this event. He's an exciting player. We knew it in his PHL days, was a young kid playing for the Sioux Falls 16U team. The Chippewa Steel took a chance on him, was one of their leading scorers there this year. And again, we're seeing that ladder of development impact that continues to roll on through the North American Hockey League.
Well, I think that's part of the thing that makes the North American League special, is that we do have that ladder of development, you know, that we give players an opportunity to come be part of our events at 14, 15 years old and, you know, play until it's time to go to juniors. And whatever that step may be, you know, we have the NA3HL and the North American Hockey League on their path to college hockey and hopefully one day professional. So, you know, there's exciting things with the NAPHL between having the 3 different divisions this year. We have a prep division, we have a showcase division for Tier 2 teams and a Tier 1 with a new division out east. So a lot of opportunities for players to showcase their skill for the North American Hockey League and the NA3HL.
All right, we'll take a 10-minute timeout. When we come back, it's the 3rd period. Team NA leading 3-0 and everything going right through 40 minutes of play. You are watching the 2019 Sirius Ice Hockey World Cup.
say, hey, hey. Put a hump in your back and say, hey, hey. Put a hump in your back and say, hey, hey. Put a hump in your back and say, hey. Let's go.
back in Sochi, Russia. As we are set to go for the third period here. Good to have you along. Final period of our trip here to Russia. We started out with the exhibition game at Wings Arena, the Wings Sports Palace. That was an adventure in itself with us operating our own camera, no tripod, dying batteries, but it has been quite the production here in Sochi. Alex Curious along with Tony Zazowski, Team NAHL GM. It's been a lot of fun, Tony. Just a world-class experience, I think, for everybody involved.
Words can't really describe what we've kind of gone through here. Come together a lot as a staff and as a team over the course of the 2 weeks. With that meeting here 2 weeks ago in Chicago and our flight over, and like you said, getting a chance to spend 5 days in Moscow, and now, you know, better part of 10 days here in Sochi. So again, look forward for the boys to close out this great trip with a win.
So offside right off the bat. We've got 43 seconds left in the coincidental penalties to Hugo Stiff and Brandon LaJoy. So 4-on-4 here with fresh ice. And Team NAHL in white on your screen going right to left, and Modo from Sweden in red going left to right. It's 3-0 our score. And we are underway here in the third period. 4-on-4 here, so you got to be careful of the ice and the space and time that is occupied. Here's a chance for Modo as they walk in. Look out, shot coming in. Williams a save, and he's got a hold of it, and he'll hold on. Jack Williams, I've been impressed with him this entire event. He has really played well in the exhibition game, played well in the lone NAHL win, and certainly he can take that into the 2019 and 20 season.
Williams has been solid. Again, like you said, he gave up no goals against Kirill Savetsov. Got the win and has been a wall for us in net so far this game here.
Face-off goes to Modo. Look out, that drive just missing and wide. And now back the other way. This is behind the net, and both teams are now at 5-on-5. That was Horn in down low. And now Modo the other way. That one's intercepted by the NAHL.
Too many guys.
And too many men on the ice. Yep, definitely there. Modo's got 6 guys on the ice.
I don't think they knew
offside?
I don't think the referee saw it. They had 6 guys out there, and they weren't paying attention.
Yep. There were 6 guys out there. There was 6 guys. They didn't even bother to get off. But again, the referees appear to have missed it. And so early on here in the third period, a minute is gone. It is 3-0. And we will continue play here as Modo in red looks up the ice. This goes all the way down, and I think Medeiros is going to get there in time, and he does. Alex Curious, Tony Zazowski. Good to have you along from Sheba Arena, home to women's hockey and sled hockey in 2014. Not much as Sochi have changed since the Olympics. Everything's really new and nice, and the Olympic venues are just fantastic. They are about literally, I would say, maybe a 2-minute walk to the Black Sea from some of these venues, and it's been interesting. I know we've got a video series coming up that will talk all about the food, which has probably been one of the most interesting parts of the trip. Getting players' opinions, looking at what is served, different types. And here comes Modo in. This is Wallinder, the shot. And again, there's Williams. And in that prototypical goaltender, 6'4", when you go down and you're square to the shooter, you take up time and space. And again, when you're effective at it, like Williams has been on this entire trip, that's what scouts like to see.
Well, again, I think he's got that's why he was listed for the NHL draft. Like we said, wasn't picked, but he's got the big frame here. He's always square, very efficient in his movement, and he's really give these teams a hard time.
Yep, absolutely. I think he's played really, really well. Very, very to be proud of. Here is the NA will get it in deep. Again, 2 minutes gone now in the third period. It is 3-0 in favor of the North American Hockey League. Jake Benet, Max Borst, and Killian Keeker-Olsen have the goals. They all came in the second period. We were scoreless after one. Modo will try and label it in. That off his stick, and now back the other way. Here comes the NA. Fesco's pass was a little bit too short there for Hotman, and now Love behind his own net will get it over to Alex Murray. St. Cloud Blizzard defenseman, they will have a new home coming up in 2019-20, moving from Brookings to St. Cloud. So interested to see how that goes in the Central Division. Now Fesco will backhand it in all the way down, in behind the Modo net. Look out, turned over. And in behind the cage, this is Borst, who's already got a goal tonight, looking in front for somebody to pass to, trying to dangle his way. Too many red jerseys there. Keeker-Olsen to the point. NA just trying to get it in deep and waste some more time here in a third period, which they already lead 3-0. Puck goes all the way down in the Modo zone. The NHL will use this opportunity to change up their lines. Puck pops up into the air into the NA blue line where Benet will pick it up. He'll circle and wait. Nice dump pass off the boards to Trella. Trella into the zone. This is Conroy. His pass intercepted, and now back the other way. Here comes Modo on a 2-on-2. In across the line, Stenman, the shot, and that one blocked by Benet, who is having a whale of a game here this afternoon. Benet to the middle, that one interrupted. And now Sandstrom in, and the shot off the stick of Bergeron and into the netting with 16:27 to go in the third period. Still 3-0 in AHL.
One of the things I don't think we've talked a lot about this week is that I think the North American League's done a really good job of blocking shots. You saw in that line rush there, they transition, Modo transition quick, try to get pucks in net, and I think really between the penalty kill and then this our D zone coverage, our guys have done a really good job of blocking shots.
Face off by the NA, and they win the draw. It goes around the boards for McCarthy. Nice chip ahead, and here's some numbers for the NA. Looking in front, pass down low, and just out of the reach there of Nate Horn. Didn't miss by much. And now Stiff will advance it. Hugo Stiff up the ice, walking it in, Wahlgren. Got to the blue line. Modo holds it in. 4 minutes gone here in the third period. The NAHL still leading 3-0. Modo trying to get something kick-started here, as McCarthy will carry it out of the zone, now to the blue line. Cross-ice pass right into the breadbasket of, wow, big hit on the play there. That was a flying elbow, no call. And now in down low, this is Love, tried to one-hand it in front of the net. That was Jopie who got hit. And now Modo the other way on a 2-on-1, trying to get back. Pass on the back door and just out of the reach. A good job by Tyler Love to race all the way back and just provide enough interference for that one not to connect. McCarthy in across the line, wanting to change. Down low for Horn. Jopie into the corner. 3 red jerseys there, and now picking it up is Arvidsson, and he'll advance it ahead to Lindeval. Lindeval into the near side corner, pokes it in behind the NHL net. Stein will give chase, rubs his man out of the play. Good job there. And now back the other way, here comes the NA. In across the line, Jaworski. Look to the middle, that went off a skate and a little bit too far for Temple. Temple holds it in. Now Jopie will pick it up. Jopie on a 1-on-1, had it poked to the blue line. He needs a line change, so he'll go off. And it's picked up by Jaworski. Jaworski in on a 1-on-2, stops, circles back, looks for somebody at the hash mark, throws it in front. That one skipped off the tape of LaJoy. Now LaJoy in deep, 14:39 to go in the third period. Still 3-0 in favor of the NA here. Wallender will settle it down. And flipped all the way in the NA zone. Williams is just going to let it go. Murray there to get it first. He'll tap it around the boards, and that'll clear the zone. LaJoy had his pocket picked. And now Bystrom will collect. Good stab along the boards to hold it in by the NA. Walking it in. Temple, the drive, and into the breadbasket of Nygren. Looked behind him for a second, but decided to hold on as he caught it in the crest. So with 14:08 left, the chance by Gabe Temple, Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights forward, tried to go between the blocker and the body and just couldn't tuck it home. There you see the chance there by Nate Horn that just was deflected away. Good stick defense there by Modo. Wow, that was an elbow if I've seen one there on that replay by Joel Wahlgren on Austin Jopie. And again, We haven't seen much called. There's only been, I think, 6 minor penalties here tonight, 3 on each team. Chance now for the NA as the puck sits loose in front. A couple of players with a stab at it. And now back the other way, Oscar Nordin will advance it ahead. Shot coming in, score! A nice dump off down low, and number 22, Oscar Edmondson, had a one-timer that just beat Williams to the glove side post. And with 13:47 remaining here in the third period, Modo is finally on the board on the goal by Edmondson, and it's 3-1.
North American, the play started right in front of the Modo net. Just couldn't get a handle on it, and Modo is known for transitioning quick here, getting their defensemen involved, and the late trailer here was able to finish on that one-timer and beat Williams.
Yep, that was a nifty little play in the one-timer, and Modo is back to within 2, as it's now 3-1 with 13:47 remaining in the third period.
A lot of back and forth action, and I think the guys are trying to get a little fancy right now, and we just got to get back to putting pucks behind the D and get some traffic in front of the Modo net.
So the NAHL will fire it in after the Modo goal. And now you better believe that Modo is fired up and trying to get this one back to within a 1-goal game. The shot on Williams, and he'll hold on. And so now it's about weathering the storm here, because you believe Modo has finally woken up with 13:30 left. I like that the media timeout comes right now. Get to slow down, collect yourself, maybe a few words from the coaching staff on the bench.
For sure. Again, we coming out of the period here, everybody's feeling good about themselves, and Modo came down and scored a nice goal. So now the media timeout's perfectly situated here to give the guys a chance to catch their breath. Coaches give them a few words here and get back to work.
Well, again, I'll keep taking shots from all day out there. I mean, if the NAHL wants to force shots from the side, I think that Williams will get them all day. That one's from Max Walgren, but again, it's stuff in the low slot that you don't like to see. You gotta make sure you pick up your man when you're 5-on-5. And so again, 13 and a half minutes left to go here in this 5th place game of the 2019 Sirius Ice Hockey World Cup.
Well, as you saw, Modo scored that goal. What we've learned here in Europe and in Russia, the teams really like to look east-west and try to set up as many one-timers as they can. And that's one of those things that our guys have got to make sure they're always coming back hard, because they try to delay and look for the late guys, and they love that east-west one-timer.
So Modo will lose the draw as the NA will wrap it around the boards. This one comes to the tape of Trella. Now ahead to Conroy. Dumped it off. Keeker Olsen waits and just got a shot off that just grazed the blocker of Nygren, as Keeker Olsen was looking for his second of the game. Now he lost it at center ice, and here comes Modo in. He'll backhand it into the zone. There to first to get it is Love. He'll wrap it around the boards, and this one will go past everybody and down the ice. Chasing is Trella. He has really skated hard this evening and been a force on the forecheck. Now Horn overskates his man as Modo will fire it in. Pass for Rasmus Lindgren. And it's picked up by the NAHL. Horn in across the line. Drop pass. Got it back, but couldn't get a shot off. He's toppled down to the ice. Picked up by Conroy here. 12 and a half minutes to go in the period. And the NAHL still leading 3-1. Keeker Olsen to the point. Shot coming in, and that one hits traffic, and it grazes off Nygren into the corner. Nice 5-on-5 sustained action here for the NA. Simon Anderson comes away with it. And now he'll move it up ice. Dropped it off for Vestman, and he just wants to dump it in, and Modo wants to get some fresh personnel on the playing surface as McCarthy will pick it up for the NA, the assistant captain. McCarthy. Nice job to freewheel and get it in the zone. Tried a shot that floated off a stick and behind the cage. Now Modo the other way. Touch passes to center ice. Horn with a spinning backhander that didn't go anywhere. McCarthy able to keep it in. Now McCarthy, great stick handling to the middle. Walked it in front and just lost the handle before he got to Nygren. Now to the point. This wrist shot right into Nygren, and he holds on. And now after the whistle, some more pushing and shoving. Horn knocked to the ice there by the Modo player. That was number 28, Max Walgren, who stepped into him. Much bigger body. And with 11:36 there, Tony, that may have been the best pressure all period there by the NA. A good minute in the Modo zone.
I like the cycle we had going on, and the forwards were working well in the corner. And it all starts talking about it with us driving the puck to the net. So good way to use the points, create traffic, and again, ultimately, create that one-on-one battles and those that's been made us very successful in scoring goals all tournament long.
I will say this, the way that this game is being called is much more like the North American style. I think that in a typical European game, you'd see at least a couple more penalties there, probably one there for after the whistle hit, but it's much more like a North American Hockey League game in terms of calls, which we're all fine with because this is what the guys are used to.
Well, I think it's not so much that they're not being called. I think it's just confusing for the guys, and it's always challenging when you're used to one way and then have, magically the game starts being called another way. So I think that's what the frustration's been out of the Team NA.
So 11 minutes to go in the third period. Team NA still leading 3-1 here, but Modo trying to set up an attack here as they walk it in. This is Wallinder, brings it to the near boards, and he'll cycle it in down low. And now Modo will go to work as Nordin up the wing. Wallinder unable to keep it in, and he gets beat. And now in a foot race with it is LaJoy and Wallinder. And Wallinder able to poke it away. Got some help there by Kevin Arvidsson, who will skate it up the ice and dump it in the NA zone. Medeiros there to pick it up for the NA. Oh, wow, he threw it right out in the high slot. Dangerous play. Shot saved by Williams. I don't know where that pass from Brody Medeiros was going. Maybe he thought he had a teammate, but he just floated one right to the point, and Modo walked in with a golden opportunity that went off the blocker of Williams. NAHL needs some new personnel on the ice. Shot again, saved by Williams, and now they'll get a wholesale change here as all alone is Fesco in. The shot is blocked. The rebound. Stick to the corner, and picking it up is Bystrom. Forced over there to interrupt that. Now DiCarlo to the point. Barely keeping it in and alive is the NA. Now to the high slot. DiCarlo's got it. Shot as he spins, and the save by Nygren on the chance from Lone Star Brahmas forward Andrew DiCarlo.
Momentum is building for the North American League. You got to like it. Tempers are getting a little chippy here as we got about 10 minutes left to go in the game. We're getting a lot of pucks in net, and I think it's frustrating Modo because you're starting to see them kind of push back and do some stuff after the whistle, which has not been typical of this team all tournament long.
Period just over halfway in the books. 3-1, 9:56 remaining in the third. Here from the Sheba Arena, the fifth place game. You know the NA would love to leave here with a win, a 2-2 record in the event, and definitely something to be proud of. Face-off one goes to Nick Trella, throws it out front, goes all the way to the point. Now a shot coming in, and no problem for Nygren, who had a traffic lane, and now after the whistle here, look out, Conroy getting into it. Again with Hugo Stiff, and we're going to get coincidental penalties, I think. Conroy and Stiff are going to the penalty box, so with 9:48, the ice is going to open up again as we've got coincidental penalties, and starting to get a little testy here as both teams wrap up their tournament, and I think they both want to go out on a strong note and not give in.
Absolutely. Again, Modo, I think they were hoping to be playing tomorrow just like us, no different here, and again, the North American League's building some momentum, and like I said, I have not seen this kind of stuff after the whistle all tournament long, so very surprised right now, and it puts actually, is there a power play? Nope, they just put it up on the board here. So again, creates that 4-on-4 situation that we capitalize on in the second period.
So Jack Conroy and Hugo Stiff matching minors for roughing with 9:48 to go in the third period. Still a 3-1 lead for Team NA, but it'll be 4-on-4 here. Now look out, Alex Murray in a foot race for it. Goes in behind the net, got hit up high. But now the NA will come the other way. Feather past Trella, walks it in 1-on-2. Backhander in front, shot, and a great save there. Trella got it to Love, and Love tried to go low, and he was denied. That's the best save of the game, in my opinion, from Nygren. Now the NA with a chance. That drive, and just goes wide. Keeker Olsen on the one-timer. Got dumped to the ice, picked up by Trella, but the 4-on-4 here being dominated by the NA. 9:08 to go here in the third period, and the NA 4-on-4 has had a pretty good shift. But now the other way, here comes Anton Gradin. His shot over the head of Williams. Collected behind the net by Love. As he looks to skate out, instead throws it behind for Alex Murray. Murray not where to go and dumps it off to Kieker Olsen. And now Kieker Olsen behind his net as, again, the NA wants to get some new personnel on the ice. So a wise play here just to waste some time. Again, not in a really big hurry with the 3-1 lead to go attack and try and turn the puck over. Now Jopi the other way. He'll forward it in, but that's quickly taken away, and now into the boards. Nordin got tripped up, but now ahead. Look out, a chance here for Modo as they walk it in, and the shot just goes wide by Joel Wahlgren. Great chance there for Modo, and 29 seconds remains on the 4-on-4. Benet will just touch it in.
I know we're talking a lot about, looking for calls, but we've definitely gotten away with our share of penalties this game that have been called all round robin long.
Now Wallinder will walk it in. That one sent off the side of the cage and wide. Picked up by Jopi. And again, 8 seconds remaining here on the 4-on-4 before Conroy and Stiff get out of the box. Sent in by Jopi. The NAHL wants to change personnel as we are now under 8 minutes left in the third period. So nothing happening on the 4-on-4. The NAHL had a couple of great chances in the first half of that. Now Modo into the low slot, pass in down low, just down. What a great play by Jaworski to intercept that one, or it was all alone city for Modo in front of Williams with number 34, Linus Skager on the back door. Now the NA will intercept. Skager able to glove it out of midair. Took off the clearing a pass by Stein, and now into the far side corner. Picked up by Modo here as they try and ramp up the action in the offense here. Stein will pick it up. Got it to the wing. And now skating it out is Jaworski. Wanted to get it ahead to LaJoy. Stein will ride his man off into the corner, and Gabe Temple back to help out. 7 minutes to go in the third period. Still 3-1 NAHL. NA changing up lines. A forward pass goes tipped in on goal. Good play by Jaworski. Otherwise, that would have been icing. So the NAHL changing 4 of the 5 players here as up the ice comes Yeramis Lindeval. Lindeval in around, trying to get around Bergeron around the back of the net, tried to throw it out front. Picked off by the NA as they try to clear, but can't get it out of the blue line. And now Modo looking to go the other way, sent in on Williams. He sticks it behind the net. Modo able to get it back. Up high to the point. This is Edmondson. His wrist shot is blocked. NA tries to backhand it out, and they finally do. They need some personnel change here. So Modo, as expected, is trying to ramp it up here in the late stages of the third period as we have just over 6 minutes left here. Team NA still leading 3-1. All 3 goals scored in the second period. Modo has the only one of the third. Now a good job to skate it out by the NA as that one deflected off the skate of Fesco. And now back the other way, Carter Hopman. I like his speed. Let's see if he can find the net. That one blockered away, but not a bad idea to get through traffic and just get something in on goal. Modo able to kick it to the side. Good job to hold it in there by Hopman, who's having his best shift of the game. Now Arvidsson will carry it into the NA zone and trying to get it deep behind the net. 5.5 minutes to go. Hopman had it poked out in front, picked up there by Medeiros, and wisely backhanded to the middle. And now Trella in across the blue line. Will wait, throws it on the back door. Shot coming in and just grazed off the mask there of Nygren. Again, the NA cycling here as Medeiros throws it in front. Wallinder can't play it to the corner. Kieker Olsen will take it away from him. Kieker Olsen high to the point. Now we'll cycle in front. He's got an open lane to shoot. Drive! And that one just missed the right post and into the netting for a stoppage and play with 5:02 left.
I really noticed that the Modo defensemen have backed off a lot. We talked a lot about Wallinder and the guys really pressing in the neutral zone in the first period here. And as the North American Leagues kind of opened up and showed their speed and skill, you notice right there that the Swedish defensemen are backing off, giving our guys a little bit more room to work and creating some chances there. So 5:02 left here in the game, and
poor Tyler Love. That's his second post in as many games. He had a breakaway last night, and I think that one went off of Nygren and then the post. And the fans here can't believe it of the chances that have both teams. But Tyler Love, I've been impressed with him. Corpus Christi Ice Rays defenseman had a little bad puck luck last night on that breakaway. Beat the goalie cleanly, but it just rang off the post. And there again, you have to feel like he's thinking, what in the heck do I have to do to get a goal in this tournament? He's hit the post twice in the last 2 games.
Bottom line right now, 5:02, keep the puck behind the Swedish Modo defenseman and make him come 200 feet.
Yep, 5 minutes remaining here in the third period. The NA still leading 3-1, and now Modo will walk it in. Look out, Benet got picked out of the corner. That one centered in front, and that one intercepted by Love, and he'll come the other way. He had his pocket picked, and now a breakaway there for Modo, and a shot, and a big save there by Williams as he bails his team out. McCarthy able to set it down. And again, if you're the NA, you just want to keep things to the outside. No reason to bring it in front and have your pocket picked as Jopi ridden hard into the corner. Now again, you just want to stay between the red jerseys and your goal here in the late stages of this third period. Make them go the 200 feet. Now going the other way is Anderson. In across the line, this is Walgren. He's checked to the ice. Shot coming in, and that one may have gone off the bar. Williams, referee gave a waving motion that wide, and Modo, again with a great chance, but staying out of the goal.
Right now, the Team NA has got to just take a deep breath here and start getting pucks, making simple plays, headman that puck, and like we talked about, keep the pucks deep in the Modo zone and make them come 200 feet. Right now we're getting a little fancy and giving them some opportunities.
Well, that one went off the shoulder of Williams and then the crossbar there, so iron unkind on the Modo side. NA tries to get it out. Jaworski stopped it at the blue line but can't clear, and Modo will maintain control in the NA zone. Now picked up by Alex Murray. Look out. His backhand pass picked off. Williams a save. Where's the puck? It's underneath him. Players jockeying for it, and it's covered up. Boy, oh boy. Tense times here for the NA, and it's come off defensive turnovers. Just not solid with the puck on the tape.
And the referee's got a hand up. Somebody's going to the box here right now, and I think it's the NA. All because of turnovers getting too cute in your D zone.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time in the game, if you're a defenseman for Team NA, you just want to get the puck out of the zone. And we've seen 2 times, once there with Murray into the corner as Murray ran over his own goalie. That was the second time in as many games that's that happened. Great job by Williams to cover up the puck, and I think Modo's going to use a timeout here. They're going on the power play. The penalty is on number 6, Brandon LaJoy. And I'm not sure what it was for, but Modo's going to talk it over. And with a 3-1 lead, the NA's really got to batten down the hatches now.
Yeah, look for Modo, pull a goalie, create a 6-on-4 situation too, because they're down 2. So ultimately, right now, it comes back to some of the keys that have been very kind to the North American League. It all starts with that first face-off. Another thing that we haven't talked a lot, we've been really good on face-offs during the World Cup. It starts with winning that, getting the puck 200 feet and blocking shots, because right now they're going to be throwing everything at the NA.
All right, so the goaltender, like you said, will be pulled, and it will be a 6-on-4 power play. The good news here is you can shoot to the other net at will. So again, not only are you killing a penalty, you don't have to worry about icing. You can just keep firing the puck down at will and shoot for the goal. So here we go. Hang on to your helmets. 3-1 lead for the NA, 3:51 left, but they are on the penalty kill here as the faceoff goes to the NA. Bergeron into the corner. Is not wrapping around. 3 NA jerseys there as the puck comes out to the point. Modo will hide it in. That shot way over the head of Williams. Picked up by Benet and cleared. So the puck will tumble down the ice. Look out, it's rolling towards the net. Trella will chase behind. Look out, Trella's got it and unable to tuck it in front. He had it for a moment there and tried to wrap it around, but lost the handle on it on the dirty ice. And now Modo will walk it in. 6-on-4 power play here with the goalie pulled. 30 seconds gone in the man advantage. Modo unable to hold on. Anderson lost the handle of it. Good check over there by Love. Now behind the net. Modo again, centering pass up high. Shot coming in. Score. And Williams is not happy as he felt he was interfered with, but Modo is on the board. And with 3:02 left, it's now a 3-2 game.
Hopefully they'll go to replay here, depending on if they said it, but Williams right away said it, and looks like they're motioning potentially to review this one, so hopefully
yep, there is a review. Goaltender interference is a thing in this tournament. Oh, yeah, Williams is interfered with. He was bumped as the shot was coming, his glove, and that in the NHL is a rule, but you can't see it on that replay. But number 52, Willie Norberg, grazed by Williams right before that shot came. You saw the reaction right away from Williams. And I'm telling you, this should be, if you're going by what the NHL rules say, this should be goaltender interference because he grazed him right as the shot was coming.
And again, like the referee was right on it. He's sitting in the booth right now taking a look at it. Again, not quite sure on the international rules and how they'll say it, but Williams said it right away, and the referee motioned to go to the review right away.
Absolutely. The man upstairs is looking at it, whoever that is. But, again, you can see that right before the shot comes, Williams' glove is hit by the Modo player. Williams is standing in his crease, and the Modo player grazes him, bumps his head, and the shot goes past him. This should be goaltender interference. It's textbook. I don't know what other kind of video proof you need. Again, I'm American. It is our last game of the event, and I guess I'm a little bit biased.
Here.
Sorry.
No bias here at all.
Sorry. Again, but, I mean, that's textbook goaltender interference. Williams is at the top of his crease, so he's not outside of his crease. He's in the blue paint. So, ultimately, my feeling is that, again, with brushing by him, and you see this overhead view of what they're looking at, brushing by him while he's in the blue paint, and let's see what the referee decides to call here. He's laughing about it, and they're going to call it a goal. Of course they are.
We've got no favors here.
Why
would we expect anything else out of this?
Yeah, why wouldn't we get a break? Of course we wouldn't. 3:02 left here in the third period, and it's a goal. You saw it at home. That is textbook goaltender interference, and I guess we're looking at something else from what you saw. But Williams is in the crease right before the shot comes. His glove and his head are hit by number 52, Willie Norberg, but let's allow the goal to stand. So now it's 3-2 as we are under 3 minutes left here, and the NA really has to settle down because they have done a great job in this game of controlling the play, and now Modo really has the momentum as they try and get this game tied. So NAHL will walk it in. That one bumped away. And now Modo will set up. We will keep an eye on the goaltender, Nygren, who came out once, but that was on a 6-on-4 power play. So 2.5 minutes remaining here. As Conroy, a good job to whack it out. And now it's taken away there by Trella. He goes tumbling into the boards here. But again, the NHL, 4 men across the red line and blue line as it's tapped in deep. The NA have numbers the other way as the puck's sent up to the red line for Jaworski. He'll stop, send it in on goal. Look out! That one off the side of the cage. Almost a mistake there by the Swedish goaltender Nygren as Temple rang it off the side of the post. And now with just 2 minutes left, here comes Modo the other way. A forward pass. And in the zone, centering pass in front. That just gets tipped wide of Williams. Here comes Nygren to the bench. And it's off the glass and out. So now 6-on-5 is the advantage for Modo. As it's picked up by Jaworski, he'll send it off the boards. And now with 1.5 minutes left, it's to center. The net is empty in the Modo zone. Player trip to the ice. The NAHL is lucky they're not going to the penalty box there. Probably a gift for the referees for that brutal no call on goaltender interference. Now it's to center. The NA can get it out as they'll send it in deep. Thought the Modo player had a whack at it. And it's going to be an icing call with 1.8 minutes left. And keep in mind that they have used their timeout. So you've got to go all the way down. And they've already used their timeout here.
Right now the NA just has to have some composure here. I know Modo coach is getting an explanation on the no trip call. And I expect the referee to be looking for some way to kind of basically give them the power play after seeing that one. But ultimately here, 1:08, win that draw here and close this one out, boys.
I'm not sure what the holdup is. Coach obviously smartly using some time there on the Modo bench to try and talk to the referees, mainly to get his guys a crack at a rest here. But we have 1.8 minutes left in the third period, 3-2 NAHL. And the NAHL bench is now talking it over with the referee, and now they're going to have some conversation. Rocky Russo is beside himself on the bench. The tie's loosened. He wants a timeout, I guess.
I think he was asking why the faceoff was in the zone, I think. Oh, no, now he's calling a timeout. He's not going to get it.
He wants a timeout. Nope. They're not going to give it to him. So the faceoff will go to Modo as the puck goes past the defenseman and down the ice, and now 1 minute remains here in this period. Tapped ahead by the NA. They've got the open net to look at. Puck is loose, and it's picked up there by Jopi. Tried to get it in down deep. It hit a skate And now it's picked up by the NA as they'll just forward it in. That was a smart play. 45 seconds left in the third period. Still 3-2. Modo with a last gasp here is stiff. Will send it up the boards in around the back of Jack Williams. 35 seconds left in the third period. NA clinging to a 3-2 lead here in the fifth place game. Puck still loose over there. That's a good 10 seconds gone as the puck is just sitting there in the corner. Again, don't get beat out of the corner here if you're the NA. Good job by Benet. Oh, Jopi hammered from behind, and we're going to get a penalty here on Modo. That was a really undisciplined penalty there, and Modo will be going to the penalty box as Jopi was hit from behind. And with 13 seconds left here, I think Modo's going to the penalty box, and this may seal the NA win.
And just got to be composed here. Not a penalty that you want to see happen to one of the players here this late in the game. Kind of cheap, but again, right now, just have some composure here, boys. 13 seconds. Stick up your teammates here and make sure we get out of here with the win.
The penalty is on number 58, Oscar Hawkinson, and it'll be a 2-minute penalty for checking from behind. The faceoff will come outside the zone, and the NHL will use a timeout here. But the faceoff will come outside the zone with 13 seconds left, and the NA finally gets the timeout they want. So 3-2 is our score.
Again, if you're the NA, you got to like this. Faceoff should be in the D zone for Modo here. 13 seconds to go in the game. They got to come 200 feet just to get a shot on goal, down a man. So right now, this is the North American League. Keep that puck deep there, and let's close this one out and have a great finish to the World Cup.
Well, what Modo's going to probably try and do now, it's 5-on-5. Keep in mind they have their goaltender removed, so even though it's even strength, they do have a man in the box. They're probably going to try and spring somebody wide off the face-off win, try and work it back to the D real quick. They're actually putting their goaltender back in the net because, again, the face-off will come, I believe, in the Modo zone. Yes, it will. So it'll come to the right of goaltender Marcus Nygren. And they're probably working up a play. So 4 Modo players on the ice. The player for Modo has been ejected. That's Hawkinson, who's headed off the ice for the game. So he's probably been given a 10-minute penalty in addition to the 2 minutes. Right. So again, here if you're at the NA, you probably win the draw. Just try and chip it in the corner and waste some time.
I know that's where I see our D kind of, coming in a little bit. And they're talking to him right now and telling back the weak side defenseman out, because bottom line, you cannot let them spring anybody loose and get any kind of breakaway or scoring chance out of this situation.
And more conversation happening with the officials there. I think they're trying to figure out who they want in the penalty box.
I think they tried sending, I don't know if it has to be somebody off the ice. That might be a thing. They're trying to send somebody who was on the bench during that play. So, clearly Modo would have their top players on the ice, in the last minute of the game. So that only helps the NA out to have Modo have to put one of the players that were on the ice in the box.
13 seconds remaining in the third period. Checking from behind is the call on Hawkinson. And we're still trying to figure out who is going to the penalty box for Modo. Nobody wants to go in there.
Well, it also works to the Modo's favor here. Gives the guys that are on the ice a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather here, as they might be stalling a little bit to give their guys a rest.
Yeah, I don't know what maybe they're going to get the guy back out of the locker room. I'm not really sure, but the door to the Modo bench is open. The door to the penalty box is open. Mass hysteria. Let's wrap this up, this event in style.
There he comes.
By the beard of Zeus. And he's putting on his jersey and he's going back into the game, is Oscar Hawkinson. As they say, nope, you get to go back into the box for the final 13 seconds of this one. And he and number 11, Oscar Bystrom, will go into the penalty box. So finally we've got it worked out. The music starts pumping again.
Look for
Techno Euro.
Look for Wallander to be joining the play here. That's what he's known for. Puck's back.
There it is.
Yep.
There's the play as Wallander out to the middle. And now with 8 seconds left, Modo will walk it in, trying to get it around. That one slapped to the corner, shot in on Williams. That one deflected. The chance in front Williams makes the save, and Team NA wraps it up with a big 3-2 win in the fifth place game over Modo. A great opportunity to respond, Tony. What a second period they had, outscoring Modo 3-0. They weather the storm here in the third and pick up a win in their final game. Great intestinal fortitude by our guys to pick up the win in this one.
Yeah, very, very proud of the way our guys finished. Again, it's a tough when you're playing for fifth place in the tournament, but the guys did it, and now let's listen to our national anthem.
Heck yeah, this is the best part of the whole thing. Your final game at the event, you win it, and now you get to hear your national anthem. Not quite as good as a medal, but we'll take it. It's absolutely a moment of pride for the North American Hockey League of the United States of America. So stand tall, stand proud, and let's listen to our anthem.
Of the United States of America.
So there you go, the national anthem of the United States, a proud moment for any North American Hockey League fan. That's all you want to do, hear your anthem played on the final game of the final day that you're here. And again, a great job by the NAHL to come away with a 3-2 win in this one. Jake Benet, Max Borst, Killian Kieker-Olsen with the goals. Kieker-Olsen's goal will stand as the game winner, and Jack Williams, a perfect 2-0 of this event. Didn't give up a goal in the exhibition game. Really has a lot to be proud of with his play here in this one. Tony, I have to think that, again, a great solid effort. We know Modo is a very explosive team, a strong team. You knew that their chance would come in this game. It came in the third period, but our guys weathered the storm, stayed disciplined, kept the pucks to the outside there at the end, and ultimately responded very well to adversity.
We talked about that at the beginning of the broadcast here about our guys. You never really know about the effort you're going to get. It felt like the first period, Modo kind of controlled the play, and over the course of the game, the North American League used their speed and skill to kind of loosen up, give themselves more time and space on the highly skilled Modo defensemen, and ultimately get that 3-2 win, which is fifth place in the World Cup. So strong finish for us, and something definitely to be proud of as we move on in international play.
Yep, well, there's a lot to be said here about the effort of these guys. Again, they've only been a team. It seems hard to believe, but they've only been a team for 13 days. It was then that we met in Chicago in a hotel, and nobody knew anybody. Maybe from youth hockey, a couple knew from one another. Speeches by you, by Scott Langer, by Rocky Russo. All of us had a chance to talk to him. Nobody knew anybody. You hop on a plane for God knows how long, 12 hours to try and get to Moscow. You try and get the cobwebs out and skate in a neat old classic building like the Wing Sports Palace. You go into an exhibition game, you get team pictures and interviews, and you continue to grow and grow and grow, and then you get here. And Sochi's been a fantastic city, a fantastic host. I'll always remember the opening ceremony when Jake Benet skated out in his royal blue uniform with the American flag looking like Captain America. That was such a neat moment here with Vladimir Putin in the house, a sold-out crowd watching that. That's one of the neat things I'll remember, and there's certainly more memories to be made. I would have to think that the next 2 days with no hockey for the Team NA are going to go much faster, much more enjoyable with this win behind them and a 2-2 record and a 5th place finish here in the World Cup. Again, falling just short, but again, you can't express how this team has grown together. My plea to everybody out there is to do this again as a league, not me necessarily personally. I've absolutely loved it. I'd love the opportunity to do it again. But I really feel like the NAHL represented itself on the world stage with respect, with talent. And again, you're talking about a team that is representative of every single team in the league. So it's different than an all-star team. It's different than a club champion team. It's unique. We're ambassadors, as I will use a word that you threw out there. But again, ultimately, I think that really they've done themselves proud, and they have a lot to feel good about with a 2-2 record after this event.
Absolutely. It all started again when we were contacted, and basically our board of governors voted to give this opportunity to the North American Hockey League and showcase our skills. So kudos for them to basically take this opportunity to show the world what the North American League has to offer. And like you said, we appreciate the opportunity for myself to be a part of this staff with you and Coach Langer and Russo and Devin Spears and David Dunkelberger. So again, all of us have had the opportunity to kind of pave the way, hopefully, for the future and make this a mainstay event. I mean, 5th place finish here when we really didn't know, really the caliber. I mean, we look at that locomotive team with 8 draft picks. Talking to Alexei Morozov today, he had already said 4 guys have already played in the Continental Hockey League, known as the KHL, last season, and they expect at least 4 more to play this year. So, I mean, we're talking about guys playing in the top league in Russia that they're already getting opportunities to play. So, ultimately, it gives our players a chance to see where they sit. And, it's been a phenomenal opportunity for myself and all of us. And, I'm proud of the North American Hockey League, how we've represented ourselves, and look to build on this in the future.
Yeah, my sincere thanks to everybody who made it possible, the governors, the staff, Commissioner Mark Frankenfeld. There's a lot of planning that went into this, and it started months and months ago. And a lot of people behind the scenes, may not get credit, may not even get mentioned, but we've had great accommodations. Everything's been safe. I think the players have felt really taken care of. We are certainly humbled at all of your responses throughout this entire event on social media, the messages we've gotten through email about trying to document these experiences, because it's been a lot of fun. Who knows if we'll ever get over to Russia ever again in our lifetime. Maybe some of these young kids will that are 19, 20 years old. For you and me, I know you're a Russia native. You've been over here quite a few times. But for me, maybe it is. Maybe there will be another time. Maybe there won't. I'll remember it forever. It's just been an awesome experience. We'll continue to document it, by the way, because we do have a couple more days here in Sochi. The Chronicles will continue on until we leave and head home. But again, it's just been a phenomenal experience. My thanks to you, Tony, for joining me here on the broadcast. In the office, we like to call it Crazy Pills, as you and I joke around about it, as we banter back and forth about hockey topics. But here, fun to talk about the team, fun to watch them play, and ultimately fun to see them get a win here in their final game as a team.
Same. Again, we do have a lot of fun in the office with our Crazy Pills, and it's been a lot of fun to get time to kind of share our experiences. And I actually invite our listeners to kind of say what they enjoyed us trying some different things here. So what do you want us to see? Maybe give us some different food items and stuff like that. It's a great experience here, and that's really what I expect out of the guys. Russia's been a beautiful country for us, and I'm not a native Russian, but no, I have enjoyed my time here, and I really think for the next 2 days our players will get a chance to kind of enjoy Sochi. I think they've sat in their hotel rooms and stared at the Black Sea and some of the other wonderful things they have around here in the Olympic Park. And over the next 2.5 days, I think the guys will get a chance to kind of experience Russia a little bit without that hockey hanging over their head. And ultimately, I bet nobody will want to come tomorrow night, because we're still probably disappointed we're not playing in the semis tomorrow night. But I do expect all the guys to come to the championship game and expect to be a great atmosphere on Saturday night.
Yep. All right, Tony. Thank you again for being on the broadcast. You were great as always. And again, safe travels home to you, the rest of the team. And again, thank you at home for watching this tournament. One of my passions is broadcasting. I don't get to do it a lot, but when I do get to do it, It literally is a hobby and a lot of fun to do. And these 13 days have just been a joy to spend with the team and call these games, get back behind the mic, and now it's back to the nitty-gritty to continue on keeping you informed at NAHL.com and getting ready for the 17th annual NAHL Showcase. So that'll do it here from Sheba Arena. A big win tonight in the final game for this team ever. Keep in mind, these guys will go their separate ways and now be enemies for the rest of the season. But for 13, 14, 15 days, they were brothers. They performed well, and they represented the North American Hockey League in the United States as best they could, and they did a damn good job. All right, my name is Alex Curious, saying thank you for listening and thank you for watching NAHL TV. This has been a production of the North American Hockey League. Thank you to all of those who watched at home throughout the course of the 2019 Sirius Ice Hockey World Cup. Adieu from Sochi, Russia. We'll see you at the showcase.